and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. We are back. The original Transfer Daily is back. Don't watch no imitations. This is the real deal. Now, it's a massive, massive summer for Arsenal. I'm sure every Arsenal fan is aware of that, especially after the other night, the horrible defeat of Arsenal over there in Baku. I was there, I witnessed it, and it was poor. The performance by the team on the night, particularly in defence, was appalling. We conceded 4 goals in the second half of that game. Humiliated. Clear for everybody around Europe to see how poor that defence is of Arsenal. And witnessing it from the sidelines was Unai Emery, and you could see in his face that he was really upset with the performance. Rumour is he said nothing to the players after the game. He was that angry. And who blames him? A team there that you can see the back four is not good enough. A team that lacks in character, a lack of leaders. Remember, our Ozil strolled off that pitch when we're 3-1 down, right? You would have thought we were 3-1 up. I mean, it was absolutely awful. He's supposed to be our star man, high wages, 350 grand a week. It just showed you that this summer is a vital summer for Unai Emery, and this team needs major surgery. Now, there's a lot of players in that team that need to go, and there's a lot of players at Arsenal that are going or have gone. Aaron Ramsey, as we know, has left to go and join Juventus. He will be a Juventus player. Danny Welbeck is leaving. His contract expired. Lichtsteiner is going to be going. Denis Suarez, who came in on loan, is going. And we know that Petr Cech is going. Those are definitely ones that are on the way out. There's other players where their contracts are coming to an end. Nacho Monreal as well. Will Arsenal keep him on, or will they cash in, or will they get rid of Nacho Monreal? What happens to guys like Ospina, Matt Macy? I'm sure that Arsenal are going to be moving all of those players out. And then there's other players where they haven't got long left on their contract. Carl Jenkinson, who just seems to have been here for an age, collecting a big wage, not being used. We saw the other night, not using the right back position. Ainsley Maitland-Niles preferred over him. That shows you all you need to know. Player that we need to move out of the club. So there's a lot of things that need to be done this summer. There's a lot of changes that need to be made. As I said, our back four at the moment is simply not good enough. I think it's the end of the road for Koscielny. It's been a good servant to Arsenal. The end of the road for Koscielny. End of the road for Monreal. You know, Mustafi, end of the road for him as well. Came in for quite a big price tag of £35 million. Far too sloppy throughout the season. And surely Arsenal know that they need to get an upgrade or to replace these players. So, huge amount of players that could be going out. What happens to Mkhitaryan? He didn't figure the other night. £200,000 a week reportedly he's on per week wages. Has he done it for Arsenal since he come in? Every now and again he puts in a performance, but it's just not been good enough. Is it time to try and move him on? It'd be difficult to do so because of the wages he's on. Who's going to be able to cover that sort of money? And there's the big conundrum, Mesut Ozil. What happens to this guy? He's just not turned up in the big games. He divides opinion. There's still fans out there that absolutely love Mesut Ozil and say, you know what, he's a quality player. Get quality players in and around him and he can deliver. There's others who've just had enough of him. As I said, his attitude the other night when he just strolled off the pitch was disgusting. Showed you all you need to know about this guy when it comes to leadership and fight. He just does not have it. He's not a leader. He's not a fighter. We just have to be 100% honest there. You know what I mean? You compare his performance with the performance of Eden Hazard, their number one guy at Chelsea. You know, it was nowhere near. So, do we replace him? And what about Kolasinac as well? Another guy had a poor game. We need wingers. We need proper wingers or proper wing backs. Going forward, he's not too bad. Defensively, he's shocking. So, lots of questions to be answered this summer. Lots of work to be done by Unai Emery and by the management team, by the owner of the club, Stan Kroenke. Are you going to back the manager? The rumours that we've got £40 million to spend in this self-sustaining model, which seems at the moment to me to only seem to sustain the owner. It doesn't seem to be sustaining anything else because we're going further and further back each season. And if we don't get our act together, we can find ourselves falling even further behind. You know, we finished 5th. United were terrible. They will come again. They will strengthen. Tottenham, who are in the Champions League final tonight. Oh, gosh, if they win that, I don't even want to think about that right now. They'll strengthen. I saw the other day where they were linked to a player worth £50 million. They'll strengthen. They've got Champions League to offer. They're in the final. They look at new stadium. Attractive proposition now to players. Chelsea, we don't know what they'll do because of the transfer ban, but they've already got existing good players. City and Liverpool, we know what they're going to do. They're going to strengthen for sure. Then you've got even teams behind us. Wolves, Leicester, West Ham, Everton. Teams with big budgets, teams that will strengthen. You know, I could see West Ham spending more than £40 million, which is the reported amount that we're supposed to have before any players are sold. So it's a huge, huge summer. We don't even have, remember, a director of football now buying players. We've got rid of Sam Mislintat. That was from January. We ain't replaced him yet. It's a mess at the moment at Arsenal. It really is. This summer is critical. All eyes are going to be on Stan Kroenke. I said it yesterday in the podcast. People are going to be looking at him and saying, what are you doing? What are you doing to back the manager? It's all very well and good blaming the manager. Remember, he's not even really the manager. He's the head coach. So his job is to coach the players that are bought in by the manager, by the management team, which is ultimately overseen by Stan Kroenke, a guy that I'm sorry the fans are starting to turn on because, you know, the other night we're in our first final in European final since 2006. We haven't won a European trophy since 1994. Don't you think that's important enough for you to come? These things about he sent his son. He didn't send his son to the Super Bowl, did he? He was there. These things are really getting on fans' nerves and they want to see some action this summer. Couple of really good signings and solidify that back four. We need, I think, a right back, a left back, at least one proper commanding centre back. We need wingers. We need a replacement for Ramsey, a goal-scoring midfielder. What do we do with Xhaka? Do we replace him? Do we replace Ozil? Lots of questions to be asked, and all eyes are going to be on the whole of the Arsenal setup this summer. Now, we've been linked with a load of players. Let's start first of all at the back. Centre back, we've been linked with this guy from RB Leipzig, Deo Upamecano, 20 years of age, French player, played for RB Leipzig, brilliant player, had an excellent season, heavily linked with Arsenal before the Europa League final, said to have a release clause of £88 million, that's a rumour. But now that we didn't make the Champions League, is he going to want to come? You know, we can't offer him Champions League football. He can stay at RB Leipzig and get Champions League football. Why would he want to leave? The rumours now starting to really sort of dissipate on that one because it seems that he will either stay or go somewhere else where he can get that top level football. Wilfried Zaha, another one linked with Arsenal, heavily, winger. We know what he can do. He's Premier League ready. Remember a few years ago he had that move to Manchester United. It didn't work out, but now he's matured as a player. He's a top player. Tore us apart when we played them. But you know, Palace said to want up to £70 million for him. Arsenal, now that they're not in the Champions League, just not going to pay anywhere near that. So it looks like we can forget about the Wilfried Zaha rumours. Maybe a player that we could get would be the Ajax winger Hakim Ziyech. Had a really, really good season. Voted Player of the Year for the second year running for Ajax. He's got a £25 million release clause. A player that's said to be really interested in coming in to Arsenal, the Moroccan, which is very interesting. Said to be a big fan of Mesut Ozil. Once said that it's his dream to play for Arsenal. I don't know if that is the old Arsenal or the one that he sees now. Said to have a £25 million release clause that I think would be perfect for Arsenal. Was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant in the Champions League. Would be a good option. Then there's Ismail Sarr. Very impressive him I was when I saw him playing for Rennes against Arsenal. So quick. Got lots of trickery. Just what Arsenal need, you know. Would up the gears in that team and be able to supply, you know, lots of assists and that to guys like Lacazette. He scored 12 goals and had 8 assists for Rennes last season, who had a great season. Remember, they won the French Cup. But the rumour is that Rennes would like about £44 million for him. That's a lot of money. Don't think he will go for that amount of money, but he's not going to be cheap. Going back to the centre-back position, there's the centre-back from Espanyol called Mario Hermoso. He had an excellent season again, 23 years of age. Lots of teams in Spain looking at him. He's just been called up into the Spanish national squad. As I said, only 23. Atletico Madrid said to be really, really interested in him. Real Madrid, where he was at before, interested in him as well. Definitely looks like he'll be moving on this summer. Could he be the answer to Arsenal's centre-back woes? Again, let's keep an eye and see how that one develops. But again, quite a lot of clubs interested in him. James Maddison of Leicester. We were all really, really impressed with him this season, apart from when he dived against us and got Maitland-Niles sent off. But excellent midfielder. It's really been a breakout season for him since he moved from Norwich to Leicester. He's in the England team now. It looks like he's set to be an England regular for years. But Leicester wants £60 million for him. Would he be the perfect replacement for Mesut Ozil if we was able to move him on? As I said, really does look a good player. Going on to wingers again. Ferran Torres is a young winger who plays for Valencia. He's only 19. Again, another guy who's had a very, very good season for Valencia. Valencia had a good, even though we beat them in the semi-finals of the Europa League, but they had a good season. You know, they won the Copa del Rey over there in Spain. They got to the semi-finals of the Europa League, and this guy is really, really highly thought of. Would cost around about the £25 million mark. Winger, again, lots of pace, lots of trickery. And Arsenal, God, do we need good wingers. What about Ryan Fraser of Bournemouth? Again, another guy heavily linked. Another guy that I think would do a great job at Arsenal. Is he the answer? Well, you know what? He had a fantastic season. Only beaten in assists in the Premier League by Eden Hazard. So that tells you all you need to know. He's an excellent player. 14 assists last season. His contract expires in 2020. Bournemouth have been trying to get him to sign a contract extension. He doesn't want to sign that. He's looking for that move. He's said to be really interested in Arsenal, but Bournemouth want about £30 million for him. If we do have a £40 million budget, do we blow most of it on one player? Let's have it right. I mean, this £40 million budget thing is before player sales. So we will get in a little bit of money for some of the players we might try and sell. But £30 million for Ryan Fraser, maybe, perhaps. Could be suited, knows the Premier League. Will Unai Emery be going back to PSG and trying to raid the club for some of the players that he used to manage? There's rumours today about Thomas Meunier. Meunier of PSG, 27 now, the Belgium. Very experienced player, right back. Can play on the left-hand side as well. Can play further forward as well. Played under Unai Emery, as I said. Rumours that Arsenal have been in advanced discussions with the Belgium to bring him to the Emirates Stadium. A lot of people are looking at it and say, well, we've got Bellerin. Well, Bellerin's still got to come back from his injury. It's been quite a serious injury for Bellerin. We don't know what sort of condition he'll be in when he comes back. Hopefully he'll be like what he was playing before he got injured. He was playing really, really well. But if not, this guy, Meunier, could be a good option. We saw the Lichtsteiner thing. That never worked out. Maitland-Niles, I'm not sure if he's a right back. You know, maybe it's time to push him back into his natural position in midfield. And Meunier, experienced player, will be a good option. Or will Unai Emery try and tempt Adrien Rabiot to Arsenal? Available on a free. He's a bit of a troublemaker, we know. He's fallen out with PSG big time because he didn't want to sign a new contract and thought that he should have been starting every week. Got really angry. Hardly played for them in the last part of the season. He's fallen out with the French national team, refusing to go on standby for them at the World Cup, saying that he should be starting. He's got a real sort of attitude problem. Is he the guy to bring in that midfield? But when I've seen him play, he really has looked a baller. Really tall player, rangy, gets around the pitch. Could he be that player that could ultimately replace Aaron Ramsey? Remember, Ramsey is gone. And we need to replace Aaron Ramsey. So Lots of players being linked, lots of conundrums out there, and it's going to be a huge summer for Arsenal. And we will be here every single day with Transfer Daily, right up until the end of the transfer window. We'll be talking about all the rumours that are around on a day-to-day basis. The ones that are terrible rumours, I will tell it as it is and say, listen, don't even listen to that. The ones that are rumours that we should listen to, I'll be looking into those deeply, and we'll be here each and every day. Get involved. Do not forget, leave your comments. We're going to be looking at the comments. I'll try and read out some of the best ones. I'm also, over the next week or so, going to be giving you some links where you can send in some of your suggestions via video to us, and we will feature some of those on Transfer Daily. We're going to be doing some Transfer Daily lives. We're going to be doing some Transfer Daily extras where we come on in the evening sometimes and we take a look at Arsenal transfers and some of the other big transfers that are around in Europe that week that we are in. So keep it locked here to Transfer Daily. Don't forget to subscribe to AFTV, and we'll be back tomorrow.